Okay, so let's continue down the path. We'll have to get away from this balance beam eventually, right? Ooh, blue rocks. These look kinda neat. As does this doorway. Actually, it kinda looks like a doorway within a doorway. And here's another one of those tracks that zooms right overhead. And there's a hidden ladder right here, carved into this stone. That's kinda... Wait, how do these footholds work? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Hey! This building is mocking me. Well, that's probably because the path ends right here, even though the track continues. This is where the path goes instead. Oh. Well, there's probably another lever around here. Well, this is interesting. This puzzle entails another pagoda, which is surrounded by more loopy tracks, as well as these 5 archways. And to control all this, we have 5 purple buttons at our disposal. This one controls the light above the left archway, so the other ones must correspond to the other ones, as well as to different sounds. See, there's only one left playing. And now we have peace and quiet. What does the lever do? Hey, it turned them all back on again. Wow, that failed really fast. So the dial in front of me is now spinning around in vain. Come on. So it looks like the ice ball is supposed to travel through all the doorways and tracks and stuff, but it blew apart when it went through the first doorway. Whatever caused that, I can turn it off by pushing this button here. See, the light above that doorway goes out. But pulling the lever turns them all back on again. So apparently that's not the way to do it. Which means this console is only good for sending the ice ball down. But it does provide a nice view. There's the balanced bridge again. And there's the starting point way over there. And we also got a good view of this fancy rooftop structure. It's called a cupola, so there's a new word for you. And it looks like there's a door right there underneath the track. Of course, we can't tell how it comes into play yet. And there's some location we haven't visited yet. And we got more journal pages. And no, I'm gonna set her down first. I'm getting sick and tired of these noises. Focus, Savidro. You must not let the fog come and swallow you. There are long spells, I think. Days. Maybe months at a time when I can't remember what I've done. The fog rolls so thick around me. Even if I hold my hand in front of my eyes, I barely see it. I strain and strain and strain, but nothing sticks. I think his sons came to visit us twice. On Narayan. The first time, Atris asked me to meet them. He told me they would come through the book. He says, they will not understand how your words fit together, but they will use them to open the shield. Narayan, he says, is where their lessons come together. Narayan is the sum of what they must learn. I remember. Tamara was carving a spirit mask into the tree the day the boys arrive. She tugs my sleeve to get attention, points at a glide ship in the sky. I am shocked by how young the boys appear. They look so much like their father, yet they are different somehow too. They're more impatient, and they are angry not to be treated like men. I take them to our home. I tell them I will teach them how to care for it. I say together we will encourage the lattice tree to grow tall. They ask me why they have to work so hard. They tell me, "No, Savidro, that was later. That was after Atris took them away. You know this, because when you see them saying these things, they are older. Their faces have become angled and hard. They have grown up into men, and something dark is in their eyes. They tell you they've come back to fix Narayan." This journal entry clarifies that Cirrus and Akinar traveled to Narayan on 2 separate occasions. The first time was at the end of the lesson course, and the second was when they ruined everything. Okay, back on the ground? Let's continue through that doorway. Yikes. This is rather frightening. Well, we just found Savidro's 3rd mural. That makes 1 for each age. Now, chronologically speaking, this painting takes place between the other 2. Of course, unless the Narayani people are all bite-sized dwarves, those heads in the background are merely figurative. Cirrus and Akinar are congratulating themselves for causing the Civil War. Between them stands the lattice tree, and the man caught in the middle of the conflict, wearing the blue robe, is of course Savidro. Also caught right in the middle is this little man, who looks ready to take out the entire opposing army with his bare fists. So it looks like Savidro didn't take down the scaffold he used. He just moved it out of the way. On another note, look at how jagged the rocks around here are. If you recall, there was a journal entry on Voltaic that talked about how he chipped away at a cavern wall so he could paint on it. Obviously, this is the wall he was talking about. This creates an interesting loop. That journal entry was on Voltaic, and it talked about something on Amateria. There was another entry we found here on Amateria talking about Edanna and the Venus flytrap, and there was one on Edanna that mentioned the Voltaic painting. If you're curious, those are journal entry numbers 12, 14, and 16. Nice, we get to walk around this part of the track. Well, it's nice as long as someone else doesn't get the ice sphere rolling at us. I could imagine Cirrus and Akinar pulling pranks on each other like that. No, I'm telling. And here we are inside the pagoda, where a plethora of tracks converge. There are 6 of them to be exact. So, let's just pick one here. And now you can hear one of those sound patterns again. Yeah, This might explain why the ice sphere didn't get very far. These rings emit resonances strong enough to shatter those things. And remember, we heard different patterns at the console too. This one pulses with a repeating pattern of 4. This is not comfortable. But at least there's no lasting damage to my ears. Or my brain. What in the world could this possibly control? Ah, it changes the frequency. Now it's just like a repeating pattern of 1. Look at these blue shapes. They look just like the gears on the console, don't they? That also sounds like a pattern of 1, just a little faster. This pattern sounds like triplets. Or perhaps a pattern of 6. That would be a pattern of 8. I like the sound of this one. Let's leave it right there. Have you ever been tempted to touch hot telephone wires just to see if you get electrocuted? Yeah, me neither. You can see that it's resonating faster now, since we changed the setting to a higher frequency. Now the track continues to a lower floor of the main pagoda, where some of the other tracks lead as well. Ooh, listen to that wind tunneling through here. And if you're counting, that's 4 separate tracks that lead here. We came in through this one, I believe, so let's go to a different one now. Oh, it's playing the same pattern I just picked. I think this is the archway that smashed the ice ball. So, I could change the frequency, but I'd rather leave it as evidence.